I've decided to try this segmented sleep. So I'm going to modify it. I'm just going to try it right now. March 1st, 2021. Since it is 2 a.m., this would actually work. Basically going to bed around 2 or 3 a.m. Tonight I'm going to do 2 a.m. The idea is to sleep 5 or 6 hours. So I'm going to put my my shit at 8 a.m. The goal will be to get that down to about 6 hours. And the real goal is to, not have this weird nocturnal sleep schedule where I always feel like I'm in a funk. We shall see how this goes. It's going to be hilarious. Okay, so I woke up. So I ended up going to bed at around 2:20 in the morning. And then I actually did wake up at 8 a.m. Yeah, and I went back to sleep at 9. For that hour, I went and did some quasi-yoga movement stuff, which has been something I've been trying to get into, like warming up the body because I'm starting to hurt. And then I went back to bed for a couple hours. Woke up naturally at 11. So 2:30-ish to 11 is around 6.5 hours. Is that right? Maybe I'm not awake. That's not at all right. That's like 8.5 hours. I started to ramble a little bit, so I decided to stop that video and start this one. What does this look like? What's the goal, right? Because you need goals, right? If I can get to 6 hours of sleep in a day, I would be right as rain, especially if the mental acuity is really good. I feel like I'm not looking at the camera. Am I not looking at... Now I am. I keep on looking up this way. Sorry, I'll deal with it later. Maybe I want to deal with it now. See, now I'm looking at myself. This is one of the things that I hate about these things, is that you got this big fucking head looking at you, and I'm just used to not looking at the camera, which is this little tiny dot, but looking at the person, which is me. It's awful. God. Like on Zoom calls and stuff, I turn off this because I'm just like, oh, it's the worst. Maybe I can use my stand. I'm gonna use my stand. God damn it, turn off. I hope this sounds alright. Yeah. I don't know what I'm trying to do. Alright, so my idea is get about 6 hours of really good sleep. If it's 8 hours, it's fine. Let the body do what it needs. A long sleep that starts around 2 in the morning, goes to about 7 or 8 in the morning, and then to do a nap, siesta style, that's the siesta in that biphasic sleep, around 1 or 2 p.m. Maybe noon, somewhere around there. The main problem with these things is working around the schedule you already have, right? And the schedule that I have, it's not what I want it to be, right? I'm dropping everything. Yeah. All my notes are on the floor. I'm not ADHD. Biphasic sleep schedule, which is a nice acronym or initialization to BSS. The BS schedule, right? Come on. All right. This is what I found. All the materials the research, the Googling and such, actually the DuckDuckGoing and such that I have come across, it's by and large some bullshit. It just rambles on and on and on, kind of like I'm doing right now. What I've come across is a lot of blogs, and there's no problem with blogs. It's just that when you're looking for meat, what is a biphasic sleep schedule? Every single blog tells you. And they go into great detail. It's almost like they copied and pasted. They got the same titles, the same sources for the science, which conflict, and it's all whataboutisms and maybes. What I had a devil of a time finding was an actual example of a biphasic sleep schedule, or a triphasic, like what times of day. Now, of course, people live in different places in the world, and different places in the world have different times. Especially if you're in one of the poles or something, or near. Of course, the times of day change, but I'm talking about an example, an average example, because most people are not living in Alaska or Norway. Not to diss Alaska or Norway, but they got some fucked up daytimes and night times, right? I'm talking about the average, hey, there's like 8 to 12 hours of daylight. So give me something. Or hey, check this out. How about give me something in the winter and then give me something in the summer, right? Like an example. Just a freaking example. That's what I want. Because that's what I'm going to base my shit off of. And of course I'm going to adapt it to when I do it. If nighttime for you is at 8 p.m. and nighttime for me is at 6, my shit's going to change a couple hours, okay? I'm doing this. Anyway, I really had a hard time finding. Maybe I'm just not good at the DuckDuckGo. Healthline. Essentially, it was fairly good, I wrote down, at not being annoying. It did all the things that I just said, but it actually did give some examples. And it's like, this tiny example, and that's all I needed. It's what I was looking for, it's all I needed. Renaissance Humans did a pretty good, that's right, pretty good, example, sort of a blog post. I think the dude did a YouTube, gave some good information. Right, and the links are in the bio description, whatever thing. What do I think about this? Who cares? That's not what this video is about right now.